Welcome back. You're watching Power Talks with Santosh Shah. We are in conversation with His Excellency Mr. Finn Thilsted, the Ambassador of Denmark to Nepal. Your Excellency, very soon the world will be facing a huge crisis of energy and fuel, in addition to the global warming problems. Interestingly, Nepal is in a situation to contribute to the solution. We have a lot of green pastures. The transportation is very low in the use in Nepal. In addition to that, the perspective to produce alternative energy from air, from water, and from sun is very high in Nepal. Are we seeing any future endeavors from Denmark to create alternative energy in Nepal?
Well, climate and energy goes very much together. As you know, because of the CO2 from the fossil burning, we are changing the climate. The climate will have an impact on Nepal. It will have an impact on Denmark. It will have an impact on everybody on this earth. I look at the mountains of the Himalaya that some have said 100 years from now, all that snow will have melted. The point is that we should, with our action, of course, not do bad change to the earth. This is also why we have a conference in Copenhagen later this year. In December, called COP15, where we hope that the world's nation can find a way forward to try to minimize the damage we are doing. In my country, we try to be more green in the sense we use wind energy. So we have huge windmill parks in the sea. And these parks can generate about 25% of the energy we use in Denmark. So this is a way forward. In Nepal, of course, you have a lot of sun, and you should use that sun. In fact, you are using the sun in the sense that we are supporting a program with solar cells to remote areas where you, for a few thousand rupees, can buy a solar cell, have a small battery, and you can have lights in the evening. You can also use your water power in micro scale as well as in macro scale. And we can all hope that you will soon start seriously using it the macro scale so that you can get the energy that you need, so we don't have to suffer, and everybody suffers, for the load shedding that is happening for the moment. But that takes a long time because it's a huge investment that you need to do that. But of course, you should do it.
Now, when it comes to development of Nepal, I think education will play a very important role, like in any other countries. In the history of Nepal, for 104 years, we had run a regime where they literally banned education. Education was limited to a very few selected families, privileged families. So education in Nepal is very new. The government, the private sector have contributed a lot to the development of education. They're trying their level best. Yet, we haven't achieved the global standards of education. Now, without education, it will be very difficult to propel the development process or peace process. We haven't seen from the donor agencies enough support to create a standard education in Nepal. Why is that, or will there be any positive change in that direction?
Well, Denmark has supported, together with other donors, the education sector for years. And last year we supported the Ministry of Education with more than 1.5 billion rupees. We are very happy to see that the government itself spent a lot of money on education because, as you said, education is very, very important. So we are supporting the education program, and I think we have seen progress. The enrollment has increased over the years, but dropouts are still there, so that needs to be improved on. But perhaps the biggest area of improvement is, as you are just mentioning, the quality of education. The quality needs to be much higher, and the quality should also be directed towards that you make people who can think. I don't think you should be so much interested in the paper as what can you do. And you need people who can do very difficult research, but you also need many people who can do simple jobs very well.
Excellency, we are very grateful for the donations we have received from worldwide in terms of our development. At the same time, don't you feel that the aid also creates a dependency of any nation's growth? and it inhibits any nation from taking its own creative approaches.
The figures of development assistance to Nepal is around 600 million US dollars. I think this is the figure we are talking about. Compared to the GDP of 11 billion US dollars, it's not a huge figure. Compared to that is 20% of the budget, then it's big. And when we compare to that, it's 70% of the development budget, then it's very big, and for sure you are dependent. We don't want to make you dependent, let me say that. We are only giving a neighbor a helping hand. In fact, we want the government of Nepal to be in the driving seat when it comes to development. We want to support your ideas. We give a helping hand in forms of money and technical assistance.
Your Excellency, inclusiveness is a subject that Danish Embassy has been supporting in terms of awareness campaigns throughout the country. Despite the fact that Nepal has become a republic and we are supposed to share equal rights among our people, marginalized groups which consist of majority of population still suffers, especially Madeshis, Dalits, Janjatis and women. How far are we from the reality of inclusiveness, from achieving a proper inclusiveness for these groups?
It is in the Constitution of America that we should all be treated equal. And that has happened in Denmark. We have a philosophy of that everybody should have equal opportunities. We are not equal, we look different, we have a different brain, we may have been born by poor people or by rich people, but we should have equal opportunities. We have that respect for each other. Now, your society has been built on a caste system. There were differences. Nonetheless, the demand now from the people of Nepal is we are equal and we should all be inclusive. We should all be part of it. And I read that as a demand for an equal share of the wealth of the country, and it is a demand that you and I should be in the same boat. It's a question of mindset. A lot of it can, of course, be done by law, but at the end of the day, it is a mindset. It's a mindset that the one that wanted to exclude other, thinking that he or she was superior, realized that we are all human beings. This is the process Nepal is going through. I think changing that mindset will take time. But I hope everybody understands that if you want to have a well-functioning society, that demand must be fulfilled. That everybody has an opportunity, that everybody has equal rights to live in your beautiful country.
Your Excellency, after having a conversation with you, I'm very optimistic that someday we'll be able to achieve a society with equality, with equal rights and opportunities. With this hope, I would like to wish you good luck and goodbye. See you next week, the same time. Thank you for watching us. Thank you for being on the show, Your Excellency.
Thank you.
I have a small gift for you.
You have a small gift? Okay, I thought it was for the microphone.
This is a flower vase made by the indigenous people of Bhaktapur. They are the potters, and this is a very old art of crafting it by hand. And I hope this will